show you the two perspective ways to break out the front of the store.
Okay.
So I thought I'd cover that
Well,
really quick.
I focused on props because I was like tired.
Well, that's all
And
right.
I was working on this while watching the Clone Wars, so I didn't
Yeah.
feel like I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't focus on the storefront. But my idea was going for like a Wild West gunsmith, blacksmith type of hybrid shop.
I like it. Yeah.
So like a blacksmith that could repair guns, because I don't believe many gunsmiths in the Wild West actually like built guns. They were more like technicians for them. So like, if your hammer got jammed, they can fix it for you. But they didn't like manufacture the guns in shop in the towns. So it's going to be primarily a blacksmith shop, but I want guns on display too.
Sure. I think that's great, especially when you look at the Midwest, some of the lever action rifles.
Yeah, I did some studies of those.
Yeah, there's some really cool rifles like that. I actually bought one. I have one, a real working one.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you ever shot it?
Oh yeah, I take it out plinking all the time. It's great.
Oh, that's great. Is it what kind is it? It's like a Smith and Wesson or?
No, it's another company called Marlin.
Okay.
That used to make them way back in the day too, and it shoots the caliber. It can shoot two different calibers. It can shoot a 357 Magnum or a 38.
So with that, is there like, because I noticed while I was drawing some of the guns, I'm not like huge on guns. I do think they're cool, but like I don't like actively research them.
Sure.
Some of them had like two barrels, and not like the double barrel shotgun where like it was two barrels horizontally, but they had like two barrels vertically.
Yeah, you want to know why?
Why?
Because some of them used to be able. Let me draw it for you, and then I'll undo it. So some of them, what you could do. Hold on, that was horrible. Okay, so you have the barrel here connects. You have another barrel there. And then you have the chamber mechanism, and then you have the trigger, and then you have this thing you can put your hand in, and then you have the back, right?
Yeah.
Some of them, what you could do is you could unscrew the top here, and then you could stack in like 20 bullets.
Oh.
Like this.
Oh, okay.
The bullets would stack in the bottom, and then when you kick back that lever and you open it, it slides another one into the chamber. Because they used to be called what are called like ranch rifles. So that's why it made those pretty convenient, is when you're out traveling, if you had a group of soldiers that had like 20 or 30 of those, having anywhere from 10 to 20 bullets in there was quite a bit, So, and then they evolved them a little bit where eventually you could side load them. There's like a side loader on the side.
Yeah.
And then you could stick the bullets in that way going this way, and it would still carry, a good like 15 to 20. Because I actually have an older version of that for a little 22 rifle that my son, we take out when we go camping. He plinks with it, little target practice. And that one does the same thing. You can drop in ammo this way and put like 10, actually here's a whole like 15 shots.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So the one I bought when I go out shooting with buddies, the ammo loads on the side this way. And then it fills up that whole chamber, and you can fit probably about, I think, 10 or 11 rounds in it. And then you have to go like that, cock it back every single time that you're shooting. So, it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. That's good to know, because I was like, what the hell is?
That's what that's for. That other chamber in there. It's a storage. Okay. All right. I know some people might not be coming till about 1:30. Irene's here.
Let her in. Yeah.
Irene is here. Hi, Irene.
So, hi. Sorry, I thought it was 1:30, and
it was 1:30. And
okay.
What happened is I finished my other class, so I thought I'd email you guys and say, hey, I'm going to be available at 1, because I know some of you, like Maurice, he's got a busy work schedule. So, and I have a meeting from 2 to 3, and then another meeting 3 to 4. So this way it gives me a little bit more time to talk to you guys,
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
To go over stuff. So real quick, I did put a folder up on, and thanks for reminding me about the folder. I totally zoned out about it. I have Maurice's work. Let me download your work, Irene, and then I'll take a
Thank
look at what you
you.
guys have. And were you in my morning perspective class?
Yes.
Wasn't that weird that the whole Zoom thing disappeared?
Yeah. And then when I tried to get into today's Zoom, it wasn't working. So Andrew actually sent me a link and I clicked it on my phone and it works on my phone, but it doesn't work on my computer.
I know,
I tried
right?
to do an email too with the Zoom link, Irene.
Yeah.
I realized that you might not be able to open it on your computer with your phone link.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I'll, today will be on my phone, but I mean, normally it works perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it's crashed. It's like not loading. So it's
Yeah,
really weird.
I don't know what's going on. I've had lots of little problems. I wonder if they're having some issues with Zoom.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to hack it.
Yeah, I don't wonder if they're messing with it because I thought it was really weird this morning. I set all my classes to end on May 22nd, and then I get there and I'm like, where's my perspective link? It's completely gone and
Oh my
missing.
gosh.
And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why is this happening right now? So yeah, good times. That's just,
Good times.
and what's funny is then also in my other class, let me show you what Google Drive did. Google Drive changed all their settings. So now, like look, here's our class, right? So I have a folder for Monday, right? So I used to be able to click on it, go to share, and they have this whole new thing where it has your emails up there. What it's doing is it's not recognizing people's emails that aren't Gmail.
Oh, wow.
So look at this. If you look at that, so I had my other class, they're like, hey, a bunch of us didn't get the link. So now it's only recognizing Gmails. Then I have to go down here, hit change. I have to tell it automatically goes to view. I have to put it on an editor. Then so it's like 5 more steps to copy the link to get the link to you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're making it more difficult.
Yeah, it's just really weird. So that's happened too, where my other class right before here, the 143, we had a hard time even gathering and meeting to discuss about stuff. So anyway, well, I just thought I'd be on here to address you guys, answer any questions. And there are a couple things I wanted to do. Let's take a look at your work first, and then that'll bring us to about 1:30. And then at 1:30, I wanted to do a quick perspective demo for you on how you should arrange your building front. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me load in the other work that's here. And Deborah, I got your work. You really did a wonderful job on your little thumbnail sketches. You know that?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you don't mind if I share them with everybody, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I really like what you did. Let me show you guys what Deborah did here. I had her work, and question is, it's on my desktop somewhere. I need to figure out what folder. Let me just re-download it. Yeah, I really like them. It looks like you're really having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've never drawn that small. So I was kind of trepidatious about it.
Yeah, but then when you got into it, it totally worked, right?
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Yeah, and that's really one of the fun parts. That's how I learned it too, way back in the day. And yeah, the drawings you did look really fantastic. Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let me find the folder. No, you emailed them to me, right? Because you had a problem getting them in the folder.
Yeah, and I don't have a Google email. Maybe that's why or something. I don't know.
Yeah, see, as long as you have the link, you should be able to upload from anywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did today, and I saw it, so I know you have mine for today.
Yeah, I did get the one for today. I just dragged it and dropped it.
Yeah.
Let me just double check here. I'll tell you what. Let me get this first. Let me make sure I have everything up here. So I have this. I had to add image here. Let me go back here. May 6th. So did I get Irene's work? Nope. Let me get Irene's sketches in there. And then I have.
Oh, thanks for emailing me, Andrew.
What?
Thank you for emailing it to me.
What? Who?
Well,
Phil,
I'm watching. I have my easel set. I'm in my studio, and the cat is on the back of the easel, and she's like rolling around. It's interesting because I don't know exactly what she's doing, and I don't think she does either.
All right, everyone, check these out. These are Deborah's little sketches she did. Aren't they nice?
Other little people.
Yeah, they're like little. This is her version of what she was working on that she sent over to me for. These are great. They're wonderful little studies. They're very nicely developed. You have some great body poses and gestures in there. They're quite fantastic. Yeah.
I try to be more stylized on the right side. I was still I draw pretty tight, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's okay. And that's, again, part of drawing is there's a comfort level in there first, which you're really nailing right here. After if you were to do a couple more pages of these, you would really start to get a little bit looser and a little bit more gestural. It just takes time. A lot of drawing is about mileage, you know. So that's something that I would never want you to feel like, you know, you're not doing correctly, because it's not about being correct. It's about just drawing and being in that sketchbook more and more, and then the mileage develops over time, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, these are great. You did a really nice job. Excellent. I just wanted to share them with everyone. Thought they're very nicely done. They read well. They look really good too. Okay. All right. So let's go through here. Let me start from the beginning. So we have, let me delete this. Let's come over here. So these are Mr. Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These look cool. So you're gonna go for that. We were just talking about it when we started at the beginning of class. He's gonna go for a blacksmith type of store. And what time period are you gonna set yours in?
Wild West.
Excellent.
1870s ish.
So think of other things when people would go see a blacksmith, right?
Oh yeah, on the second page, I tried to do some more like I had like an anvil and some other stuff.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Make sure you have
Yeah.
a large anvil. You have a holder for the anvil. The anvil could be sitting on a large stump of wood. You would be a couple chairs outside for people to sit down on. You would have a tie pole for a horse.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, you could have all those goodies on there, you know.
Yeah.
That's actually really great, because that genre you're picking has a tremendous amount of really cool props that you could bring into the front. And you can even have like a barn door open where you could see more of like a heating area and other stuff too.
Yeah, I was gonna draw an oven, but I was having some trouble finding like whenever I look up because I usually use like Pinterest. So when I was using Pinterest looking for like blacksmith reference, a lot of it was modern, and the best I could find were like really bad gritty pictures of like the early 1900s, late 1800s of like pictures of these actual places. So like I did some rough studies of those. Like the bottom left was a picture I found from one of those instances. I was having some difficulty finding exactly what equipment they had at the time. So
you know what else? Another place to get reference from is so many people go there. Type in Knott's Berry Farm Frontierland.
Oh, funny!
Really?
I was about to say Knott's Berry Farm.
yeah.
They have that blacksmith shop.
Yeah, they have all this stuff, so you can find pictures. They have rides with the entryway of the rides. They have the mine ride. They have the whole frontier town area. They have the glass blowing place. They have a blacksmith store. There's tons of reference there. All for free. Right?
I miss Knott's Berry Farm.
I miss getting out of the house, you know?
Yeah, that too.
So I know. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you have lots of great, this is wonderful. I love what you're doing here. I think it's going to come together nicely. So that's what, at the end of looking at your props here, I'm going to show you guys how to prospectively set up part of your environment. So that'll guide you guys.
But,
okay?
Yeah, what I was doing was my plan to approach this project is to treat it like the cottage project, but for the Wild West as opposed to cottages.
Uh-huh.
So like that's kind of how I'm thinking of it. So I'm doing like the prop groupings and stuff, but when I design the actual like structure, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, stuff looks great. Whose is this right here? I think this is Maurice. Was this yours, Maurice?
No.
Hold on a minute. Let me see here. Let me say, they might not be here yet. That's why I had, it's Maurice Dominguez. That's why. He's not here yet. He'll be here at 1:30. So I'll take a look at his stuff. And then we'll jump over here to Irene's. So Irene, you're going for the blacksmith shop, right?
No,
I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
I was like, oh, no, wait.
No. So you're going for the flower shop, right?
No, I wanted to do like a apothecary witches shop.
Okay.
So that's why there's all of the like uh dried herbs and the incense, and there's some gems and a really lazy frog at the top of the
Uh-huh.
little cabinet thing.
See, what's really cool about that is you can have lots of jars and little bowls of like ingredients and like, all kinds of stuff,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like dried cat legs, right? Right, Mr. Jenkins?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but you could have like things of like bones and anything that deals with, because a lot of that was like making, you could have one of those big vats like you have there, but you could have one out in the open. You could have one being on a cooker, like with a bunch of firewood around it, There's lots of cool stuff you could do with that.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
crosses over between like collection of flowers and herbs down to like having like a grinding stone and one of those grinding things that you could, they dry stuff out, they turn it into powder, and you could have like an old bike and some old, a whole bunch of old books that might have different types of spells and ingredients in it, Yeah. And some of that even crosses over into a little bit of like Sherlock Holmes type of those little, like glass containers with different types of fluids in them and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can have lots of
Wow.
really cool things that are in that little genre that could add to that,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, these are cool. They look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. And then over here next I have Deborah's, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. I'm going to do a demo for you in a minute because I want to make your guys' life easier and show you 2 easy ways to draw the storefront so it doesn't go out of perspective. These props down here look really cool. So what were you thinking of doing? It says a tourist store, right?
It's a trading post,
Okay, that's great.
or a tourist store.
Yeah.
Um,
A trading post is also like an antique store,
yeah, it's kind of a lost in time type of store with like the Coke machine, the ice machine, and then
Okay.
the arts and crafts from the area. I put an old station wagon with a teardrop trailer, the Coke machine that does the old fashioned bottles.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, this is the type of building I wanted to make, so I just kind of drew that in there because that's what I was looking for, kind of like not adobe, but I didn't want it to be like all wood because then it would look like more like a mercantile. I wanted it to be more like a trading post, like you.
Yeah,
would.
similar to like if you go in parts of like Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, they
Exactly.
have these sort of Spanish influenced buildings,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah, no, it has that feel to it. It reminds me of that quite a bit. So yeah, these are cool. I love the barrels are a great idea. The bench. I love the teardrop trailer. That could be sitting on the side almost in the wagon. It could almost be like an advertisement for it being sort of like this trading post of some type of like old nostalgia,
Mhm.
available for people to see. And that's where it also crosses over a little bit into some like antiques too,
Yes.
and you can have lots of cool stuff. You can have an old desk out there. In fact, stores like that would bring a lot of stuff outside to like advertise it to the public,
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think that's great. Looks nice.
Okay, good.
Okay, good work. So what I want to do real quick is let me show you guys 2 different approaches to how you can draw the basics of a storefront. You know what? I'm wondering, what time is it now? It's 1. Should I wait 5 minutes? So we have everyone else here before I start
Yeah,
drawing?
I say wait.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, why don't we just take a 5-minute break, come back at like a couple minutes after 1:30. I got to go to the bathroom anyway, and I'll just pause the recorder